Hey everybody, I can see there's a couple of people watching. Matt Jackson, how are you? Hello WL from Brisbane. I'm just going to quickly put a banner across here. That way, people who join a little bit later can see. Here we go. So what I'm going to do after this stream is finished is go through my comments in chat and try. I hope I can do this randomly. I'll if I have to, I'll write all the names and put them in a hat or something. And then what I'm going to be giving away is two separate decants. I've got two 10ml glass atomizers. Hey Roberto, welcome to Melbourne. I hope you're enjoying your stay. Two 10ml glass atomizers, and I will let the winners. Hi Kyriakos. Let the winners choose the. Hey Alex, choose the perfumes they would like from my collection. Now, so basically, if I have anything that you've always wanted to try and would like to, the winner can choose what they want, and I'll send them a 10ml decant of it. Hopefully you end up liking it because it's 10 mils. But this will also include things that I have that are discontinued, and I don't have a hell of a lot left. But frankly, I don't mind at all sharing the love. Even something like Absolute pour le soir from Maison Francis Kirkjohn. I will, if you choose that, I will give it away. So two 10ml decants from anything from my collection that, you know, like if the winner is finding it hard to find that particular perfume, I'm happy to share it. So we've got a few people on. I don't have any particular topics to talk about today. I don't even have all my perfumes here. But let's start off with letting me know what your scent of the day is. And hi, Joe Dufroy. Did I pronounce that correctly? From the Netherlands. Hello, Vets of a Freak from Lithuania. Z, hello. I'm glad you're loving it, Roberto. Did you visit any of the perfume stores? My voice is a little bit creaky today, so excuse me if it's, you know, kind of a bit difficult to listen to. Hello, Rich. Esther, hello. Yeah, good timing. Unfortunately, there's not a lot going on. If you've got any questions about this scrolling message at the bottom of the screen, I'll repeat it for you. Matt Jackson, Matt Osavage EDT. Is this the current one that you have, or do you have some kind of vintage of it? There's nothing wrong with smelling like a bacon sandwich, Rich. Why don't you give me some details about how you like your bacon sandwich? Is it literally pieces of bacon between two slices of bread? Do you add anything to it? Vetiver Kyriakos Ombre Leather. All right, I'll start putting these up. Vetiver Freak. This house is not available in Australia to buy. So obviously, if I wanted to buy anything, it would probably have to be a blind buy. Although I haven't really looked into getting samples or discovery set from them, but I really want to try Matre Parfumeur et Gantier. And I haven't heard of the Route de Vetiver. There we go. Rich, it doesn't surprise me that you have it. Elwood Beach. Very nice. Okay, cool. Oh my God, you're getting me hungry now, Rich, and I've already had dinner. Daniel, hello. Okay. So I haven't tried any of that Bottega Veneta Partico Palladiano. Is that like their more expensive kind of line, like a lot of designers seem to have these days? Oh, my scent of the day. I am wearing one that I'm quietly kind of falling in love with. I haven't decided yet if I really, really want a bottle, but every time I've worn it, which is like about 4 or 5 times now, I just love the way I smell. And it is Floris London, and it's number 89. It's one of their older ones. Like it's been out since the early 50s, I think, but it just smells wonderful. It's like, I don't know why. Every time I wear it, it reminds me of like a fresher Guerlain Happy Rouge, but it's like got a bit more orange blossom in it. I smell a lot more orange blossom, and the rose that it dries down to is just like really dainty and elegant. Okay, another fan of the house MPG. Kyriakos. Have I tried Greek indie house of... No, I have not heard of Kalotinis. I love Bois d'Armenie. Do you, WL, have you ever tried getting those papier d'Armenie, the paper incense, I guess? Well, I mean, they smell of similar to that, and you basically burn them like incense, and it smells really nice. Santal Masoya. Is that one of the Guerlains? Yeah. Or no, it's Hermescence. One of those, I think. Yes, I constantly read that anytime 89 is mentioned, but it's really, really nice. Yeah, I have. No, I haven't gotten rid of 1962. I love 1962, but just about, like have I have not smelled a florist yet, and I haven't smelled them all, but I haven't smelled a florist yet that I didn't like. Some I didn't like enough for a bottle, but I think they're just a really good, consistent house. And I don't know if they've got any amazing groundbreaking releases, but they make good perfume. Oh dear. So Alex, this raises a good question for everyone. Let's talk about perfumes that we've gotten rid of that we've had regrets, and whether and mention ones that you are thinking about repurchasing. Now, I'm going to be completely honest here. Okay, so last year I got rid of a lot of my bottles, and like probably most in the last 12 months, and more previous to that. And so far I have not regretted getting rid of one. But I will say that in the last few weeks, I kind of have felt like I wanted to wear Kuros a couple of times, and I did sell my Kuros maybe 18 months ago. But like it hasn't been that much of an urge that I wanted to go out and buy a new bottle. So that's mine. So I'd like to hear what everyone else has. Devon, you're welcome. Well, Root de Vetova. So like suddenly everyone is talking about it on here. I'll have to look that one up. Oh, Joe, au noir. How big is your bottle? Yeah, I do have a bottle waiting for me. It's a big, I don't know, it's the one that's over 200 mil, but I have to wait until June to pick it up. So there is one waiting for me. I have a decant of au noir, and there's probably like this much left. So between now and the end of June, I probably have one more wear of it, and that's it. Oh, so you had a bottle of Balenciaga Por Homme. I managed to find one of those mini splashes of that, and I used it up. And I haven't been able to find a big bottle of it, which without it being stupidly priced. I mean, I did like it, but wow, okay. So you sold that one. My favorite vetiver, Rich, I'm pretty, I guess, traditional. Like I still, for a fresher one, Guerlain vetiver, EDT, same, the version you can get now. I like Classical by Anat Fritz, and I also like one that I don't have a bottle of, but I really like. I actually like Incident Diplomatique from Javoy. That's another one that I really like. Vetiver is not actually like something, a note that I want a lot, like that I like to explore. Like if I find a couple of nice vetivers that I like, yeah. Oh yeah, it's going to last me a lifetime, and I'll probably maybe give away a few decants of it. We'll see. Gains Master would like to know, who thinks paying $300 for 50 mil is absurd, like Roger or Zooshop? I have definitely paid $300 plus for 100 mil of something. I'm pretty sure off the top of my head I couldn't tell you, but yeah, $300. No, yeah. If I like the perfume, and that's what it costs retail, then really what I would do is try and find a partial or a discounted one, but definitely not pay new. I have to really love that perfume, by the way. something vintage. So vintage was in the name. So you're in a store, they're selling a fragrance called something vintage. Nothing pops into my head. So if anyone's got any ideas, you have over a litre of Balenciaga pour on. Goldmine. Hello, Western Oud. Versace Dreamer. Is this a vintage or newer bottle of Versace Dreamer? I've only tried that once, and I honestly couldn't tell you. I mean, I don't remember disliking it. I just don't really remember what it smelled like. You regret selling old Eau Sauvage. So you had vintage Eau Sauvage. Ah, okay. Parfum vintage, if it is that. I know that they're known mainly for making a bunch of different Aventus clones, and some other ones, I think. But they started off by doing clones of Aventus. But I haven't seen them in any stores here. John Barbatos vintage. Thanks, Dev. Oh yeah, I still love my Eau de Bois. Hi, Pete. No, okay. Hi, Stanislav. In Australia right now, it is 8:19 p.m. on a Sunday night. It's Sunday night. Gainsmaster, my opinion on Le Lion, is that I really, really, really like it. And in fact, it is on my current bottle wish list. When I get a bottle of it, I don't know. I think I've actually got a decant that might be coming to me. So I won't get a bottle until I've used it all up. I still have a bit of a sample left, but I really enjoy it. And I will do a review of it soon-ish. But I really love it. Now, I have read and watched reviews where people, like think it smells like other things or it's a little bit derivative. But from my experience of what I've smelled, it doesn't really remind me that much of anything else that I have. And it's also one of these perfumes that has got a perfectly nice opening, but like a couple of Chanel do, the more they're on my skin, or the longer that they're on my skin, the better they dry down for some reason, and Le Lion is a perfect example of that. Hello, hi, Sabez, I hope I pronounced that right. Do you have any favorite chocolate or cacao-based fragrances? I think my favorite that I've worn in the past is, I don't know how easy or difficult these are to get now, Or by Slumber House. I was thinking, I mean, I'm not a big fan of gourmand fragrances. I'm just trying to think. There was one I recently tried that I quite liked. I did like it's from Arquiste. It's called Anima Dolcis, and it is like dark cocoa and chili, which was really good as well. And I'm sure people on the chat will suggest other good chocolate and cacao-based ones. There you go, John Varvatos vintage, excellent. Yeah, I think it's really good, Games Master. Hey Pep, are you usually wearing the so-called winter frags during Melbourne winter? And also, do you agree that some fragrances are more suitable for colder or hotter temperatures? Put it this way. Yes, there are. So for me, there are definitely some perfumes that I can't wear. I can't wear in really hot weather. Okay, so but the reverse is not true. So I do wear fresher fragrances even when it's cold. But there are some, and only a small percentage of perfumes that I can't wear when it's really hot. So I don't agree with strict summer, spring, autumn, winter categorizing fragrances. I think, put it this way, in Melbourne, like Melbourne doesn't have very defined seasons. Summers are very dry and hot, and the nights are hot. Winter, I mean, it doesn't get really cold. It doesn't snow here. It never gets colder than, during the day in winter, about 12, 13 degrees Celsius, and then at nighttime, as in the single digits. And so when I wake up in the morning, especially in winter and even in summer, the temperature is usually cool enough to wear anything. And then later on, as it gets warmer, what I'll do is I'll decide if I want to change perfume. If it's really hot, I'll put something fresh on. But otherwise, I'll just try and I wear whatever I feel like, basically. So the answer is no, but it depends where you live as well, how different your seasons are, whether it rains a lot, whether it's dry, and also yeah. And I wanted to say also, I would like to hear from you guys, because I know that there are traditional ways of thinking about what makes a winter perfume, what makes an autumn perfume, a spring perfume. Like the cliche of the spring perfume is fresh green, maybe some florals, summer citrus, aquatics, winter heavy resins, vanilla, amber, and then maybe autumn things like vetiver, tobacco, patchouli. I don't know. You could do that easily, but a lot of the times I reckon there's probably, like masculine, feminine, there's probably a little degree of marketing involved. I don't know, but just wear what you feel like. If basically, if I wear something and because of the temperature it's a bit too, doesn't feel right, I won't wear it again in that temperature. Yeah, and it's just enough not to be too animalic as well, Joe. Most daring perfumes, Kyriakos. Eh, I guess off the top of my head, maybe Oud Palau from Diptyque. All right, here are some cocoa chocolate perfumes coming up. Coco Blanc, House of Matriarch. Black Phantom. Yeah, that's very, very sweet, that one. It's Pete's number one perfume. My three favorite Guerlains, or I should say this really quickly, shouldn't I? So I'll only mention the bottles that I have. Habit Rouge, Heritage, and third one. I'm going to go for Guerlain Louis. There you go. I'm probably going to remember another one in a minute. Yeah, Melbourne weather. Well, I mean, I don't know. We don't get snowstorms. We don't get, we don't get hurricanes or cyclones, and like I think it's just the thing. It's insane in that it can change very quickly. True. There you go. Yeah, but it's not. I mean, it's not too bad. The only season I really don't like in Melbourne is summer. Yeah, true. I actually really like spicy perfumes in warm weather. For some reason, it works really well. Razvan, hello. Would you ever get the hyped Oud Wood or Aventus? I had, so early on, I had 10 mil of Oud Wood and 10 mil of Aventus. So I actually wore both of them for a long time because it takes a while to get through 10 mil of perfume. And you know what? I liked both of them. But by the time I finished my decant, I didn't feel like I wanted a bottle of them. Now I had so with Oud Wood, I had a decant of kind of older Oud Wood, and then I smelled what must have been a current bottle, in a store, and I couldn't believe how much weaker or watered down it seemed. And I don't know if it was just in my head, but I remember smelling like old Oud Wood, and that stuff was atomic, like it lasted forever. And I like how it smelled, but in the end, I found it a little bit boring. Aventus was nice, but again, it's one of those. It's one of those where I think, like, yeah, maybe I would actually no. Like, I had 10 mil, I used it up, and it's one that just have not missed in wearing or in my collection at all. And it's funny with Aventus. I actually got I actually got compliments with Aventus, but fun fact, all the compliments that I got from Aventus were from straight guys. I don't know what that means, but it's true. Oh, these questions are very difficult. Um, what fragrance would I recommend for a 36 to 40-year-old man that's all round versatile? Okay, the first one that pops into my head, and I actually don't own this, but I have worn it a lot, is Terre d'Hermès Parfum, right? Not the EDT, the Parfum. See, I have been in Canberra during the winter, so I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that's definitely one. Grand Soir is definitely not one I would wear in the high heat. Um, Alex, well, did you ask me about the top three? So I like Guerlain Vedova, but I had to pick three, and that wasn't in my three. I always find it funny when people ask me and then question. And that's the thing, Dev. Like, like there are so many other factors. Are you putting something on in the evening, early in the morning, middle of the day? What's the occasion? Is it just? I think there's more to consider than what season you're in. Great minds think alike. Iris Hedonist. Sam Tan, look, I have an opinion on this. If you're talking about a hospital setting, in other words, where you are working in a hospital, I think that it's probably more suitable not to wear a fragrance if you're working in a hospital. That's just my opinion. A boxer dropper. Yeah, well, maybe. Yeah. Yeah. I Western Oud. I have seen Abbey Rouge Low on a couple of online sort of drop shipper sites. So I think if I wanted to buy it, I could still find it. But yeah, Amouage, hi Dobria, Amouage. I only own one model, so I guess I have to choose Faked Woman is my favorite Amouage. I actually like more of the ones that they made for women more than the men's one. I didn't mind Jubilation 25. Oh, okay. Sorry, Alex. Yeah, it's just not. I don't put Gerlan Vetova in above those three that I mentioned. Oh, have you sampled the latest? Oh no, La Divina Commedia, the Divine Comedy. Is this? When did this get released, Zach? I would like to sample it. I'm always interested in a new release from Histoire de Parfum. Um, L'Egoist, Le Nombre d'Or Vetiver. Ah, okay. I haven't tried it. I've only got one from Mona di Orio that's vanille, but I would like to try some of the other ones. Yeah, well, this is what I think. I think if you're in that profession, it's probably a good idea not to wear perfume. But also, I don't work in that field, so I don't feel qualified to say. Gains Master. I haven't tried enough Louis Vuitton to give you an opinion. A lot of people I know who they get a lot of good um, reviews, hype, I guess, but I know that they're expensive as well. So I haven't tested them enough to say. Oh, Ali. Good evening, Pep. I bought Helmet Lang EDP off my recommendation and have been thorough. I'm very pleased to hear that. I love that. I love that perfume. There you go. You're welcome, Dobria. Okay, so I'm just going to remind you. I don't know how long I'm going to do this live for because I didn't have anything specifically to talk about. So yes, I am going to give away a 10 ml decant to two different people of anything from my collection, anything, and I will ship it worldwide, provided that it gets once it gets to your country. I'm not responsible. Hello, Sam. My favorites from Comme des Garçons. Well, I have two. that I own, and they are Two Man and Avignon. I think they make good incense perfumes. I have smelled Comme des Garçons Black, which is that really tarry, black, peppery one. And even, they have one called Black Pepper, I think, and Wonderwood. I thought they were really good. Yeah. Yeah, Molecule 01 would be good, Diana, or Diana. I have trouble smelling that one, Molecule 01. I have trouble smelling ISOE Super, like, in general, but I really always want to go back and try them to see if my nose picks it up or it changes on my skin, or at least let it wear on my skin for a while just to see what happens. Okay, so presumably this is the Histoire de Parfum Solar Notes. Okay, it sounds very interesting. I'll see if I can find it. So Joe, do I have a list of perfumes I want to try in Berlin? Probably not. I don't. I am sort of going there just to, like work with Mascara Parfums and, do a bit of smelling. I will go do a bit of perfume shopping, but I'm not there specifically to find anything. Maybe if I see anything that I can't find here, that I don't ever see here, because obviously in Europe there's a lot more things available in the stores that you just can't find here. Okay, Vesna Cologne from Bortnikov. Can you explain to me why it's the spring fragrance? Because like I said earlier, spring, especially in Melbourne, spring is like still kind of an extension of winter, with the odd day where it's a bit sunny, and it's not a very defined season here. So Kyriakos, you don't have to do anything. What I'm going to do is I'll go through the chat and get everybody's name that participated in the chat, and then I'll do a random draw, and I'll post it on my YouTube community post, and I'll tag you. So keep an eye out for anything that I post on there, and then if you do win, I'll give you my email. You'll get my email, and you can give me your shipping details that way. What does everyone think of Matière Premier's perfumes? My partner just got Parisian Musk and have been loving smelling that on her. I don't have any opinion on them. All I know about Matière is that through Instagram, I could see that they were sending bottles all over the place to a lot of people, and so got a lot of exposure, and it seems like everyone that's tried them seems to like one of them. Do you think, it's funny, Gains Master, because I was actually the thought did cross my mind in the last couple of weeks about really reducing my collection. So I've got 65 bottles at the moment, and I really did try and think about whether I could go down to as low as 10, maybe I was thinking 20 to 10, because suddenly I thought it would be nice to have a bit of spending money while I go on my trip, and the easiest way to do that would be just to sell a lot of my bottles. But what I didn't do is actually really think about which ones would stay and which ones would go. Well, the whole thing about the prize just to do in the world is that you get to choose. So if you see, I'll share my collection with you that I have listed on Parfumo, or if anyone is on Base Notes or Parfumo, or Fragrantica, I have accounts on there, and you can see. Actually, what I'll do is I'm going to post a comment. So on Base Notes and Fragrantica, I am this guy, and I've just posted it in the chat. On Parfumo, I am that guy. Yeah. So what I'll do is I will make a post on my YouTube channel, and the next time I film a video, I'll repeat who the winners are. Okay. I haven't tried. No, I have not tried. Have you tried? Is the perfume called I don't know what? If that's what it's called, I haven't tried it. Yeah. Well, I actually have a jar of ISO-E Super, which I know is not exactly the same as what they use in Molecule 01. And I can smell regular ISO-E Super, but when I sprayed Molecule 01 on my wrist and in the stores, like I put my wrist up and I can't smell anything. You've got a full video with Matière Première on your channel. Do you like the whole line, or did you get sent bottles for it, Razvan? Okay, so Bortnikov Vesna has tomato leaf citruses, Cypriol. Okay, green, fresh. Yeah, okay. I can see why it would remind you of spring, I guess. Thomas, how are you? Let me see. You are exactly 43 minutes and 50 seconds late. And last night, daylight savings ended here in Melbourne. So our clocks went back 1 hour. Well, we can open this discussion up to the chat, Gains Master. Look, I used to not like it either. But what I don't like more is, for instance, recently, I'll tell you a bit of a story because I'm lucky enough to have enough of a following. I'm only joking, Tom. I'm not upset. I'm lucky enough to have a little bit of a following that recently on Instagram, I got messages from two brands. Okay, one was Paris Monte Carlo, and a newish brand called Maison Rebacci. All right. And basically, they wanted to send me any bottle that I chose from their line, and talk about, like just talk about it either on Instagram. They didn't specify whether they wanted to post on Instagram or anything. And they didn't say, you have to be positive about it, blah blah blah. But what I did, my response to them was that if I would rather that I actually asked them if they could send me samples, right? So that way, if I got the samples, I could try them, and then if I really liked one of them, then I would ask, yeah, sure, I'd love a bottle of this, right? But some So yeah, it's up to them. That's fine. But they didn't want to do that. They wanted me to have a bottle, and I know, and I'm not speaking for anybody else. I know if I get a bottle of something from a brand, even if I've already told them I want to be impartial or whatever, the minute that this bottle arrives in my hands, it is subconsciously, unconsciously, I know I could be better, but it becomes instantly a little bit more difficult to be. If I really dislike this perfume, what do I do? Now I'm stuck with a bottle that I don't want. And then I have to decide, do I just not review it, or do I review it and change my words so it doesn't sound too harsh? And I just don't want to do that. Um, so so that's me. So because I got these requests from these two brands to get these bottles, I assumed that there were going to be a lot of other Instagram accounts that also got the same message, because these messages generally didn't they're not personalized. You get, hey, we love your account, we love your channel, and we want you to try our stuff, blah blah blah. But then I started seeing a lot of Instagram accounts posting, like, for instance, recently there's a lot of posts about Maison Ribachi, and because I know that I got approached for them, I just kind of knew that these people had been given these free bottles. But what you're supposed to do on Instagram, I don't know how it works on YouTube because I haven't had to do it, but what you're supposed to do on Instagram is post paid, like you basically declare that it's paid at the top of the post, and that way you can see it. And then if you're the reader, you can just go ahead and read the caption and decide. But a lot of people are doing these long posts telling people how much they enjoy the perfume, and so you read a bunch of words, and then right at the end you get this kindly gifted by the brand. So like that is a bit annoying to me. Like, at least give me the option of deciding whether I'm going to read this advertisement or not. Anyway, that's my opinion. True. And then some people have also mentioned that, as if you're going to be impartial about a bottle that you've bought yourself. Well, I don't agree with that, because if I've bought a bottle, like, I've done reviews about perfumes that I bought a bottle of that I liked, and then they went, like, I kind of fell out of love with them. And definitely samples, like, that's the beauty of samples. If I get a sample of something and I don't like it, I can say I don't like it, and I'll try and explain to my best ability why I don't like it. But yeah. Yeah. What do you do with that bottle? Like, then you've got to try and sell it, or look, and I know that a lot of reviewers take these bottles, and when they don't like them, they sell them and they get some money from it. So can you give me a very like a few line summary of it, so I don't need to watch the video? Uh, yeah. Well, yeah, and then, giveaways don't have quite the same luster if it's just on the back of a shitty review, because it's not going to happen. Correct. And that's fine, right? Like, maybe what I should do is take a bottle, and if I don't like it, and don't, I might actually, but this is the other thing, Gains Master, right? If I take a bottle and I actually do like it, then I've got the problem that I will say this was gifted to me, but hey, I actually really like it. Okay, so that's fine. Maybe a lot of people will believe me, right? But there are also going to be a whole section of the audience that in the back of their mind are wondering if I really do like it that much. Even if I know I really love it, like I don't want to be in a position where I have to convince I don't want to have to convince people that I really like something. Um, I think the best way to convince someone that I really like something is that I paid money from my wallet for it. Yeah, and Dev, if you've heard of these perfumes and you've liked them, that's a good outcome for you. Yeah, well, so apparently, recently I'd heard of a brand who was actually messaging people and actually telling them not to say that they sent the bottle for free. Um, no, I have never been sent a fake perfume, or I've never bought one that's ended up being a fake. Yeah, well, it's just it's a circle. It's a circle of Fragcom life. Anyway, once you say no to enough people, you stop getting asked anyway. So hopefully, and I've closed down my Instagram anyway, which is where they've been contacting me as well. So no one really contacts me through my email here on YouTube. Um, yeah. So Razvan, just to be clear, you're if you don't like it, you don't review it. So you'll get sent free bottles, and if you don't like it, you don't review it. And what do you do with the free bottles that you don't like? Anyway, so that's my thoughts on that. Okay, look at that. Nearly 55 minutes. Yeah. Yeah. Well, no. And and also you can review perfumes and and express that you do not like them without having to roast them as well. And sometimes people go the other extreme where they'll roast a perfume, and that's just to get get a bit of to create a bit of controversy. They'll get extra views, extra clicks, and all of that kind of thing. Nice Christmas presents. Um, so you will say, if your first impression is not good, that'll make it on camera as well. Yeah, anything from my bottles, Zach? Absolutely. So you'll see on my Parfumo or Fragrantica account my current bottle wardrobe, and if you choose any of those perfumes, I'll make a 10 ml decant of it. And Dev, who are some of the perfumers that you're following in this way? Thomas, have I ever been sent something? No. Matière Première never contacted me to see if they could send me anything. So I mustn't. I didn't make their list of of 100 people on Instagram to send bottles to. Uh, to be honest, I don't care. Like, if I come across them and I'll give them a smell, but I'm not particularly going out of my way to want to smell them. They've got a lot of good press from them, this marketing strategy, so they appear to be doing well. Thanks, Joe. Lovely to see you on the stream. Okay, good. Ali, recent discovery that I have been enjoying. Let me see. I'm just going to check to see what I've sampled, because I do keep notes of everything that I've sampled, but sometimes off the top of my head, I can't remember. I did mention earlier that number 89 from Floris. There is one. Okay, so there is one I really like. So it's not a brand new perfume. There's a house called St. Clair Scents, and they're based in the US. At the moment, I don't think she can ship outside of the US, but I was lucky to get some samples of them. And there's one called Casablanca, which I really, really like. If you want to look it up, it's Casablanca from St. Clair Scents. Exactly, Z. No beating around the bush. I would suggest, Omer, and I'm being very cynical here, that when they do that about their 2 ml samples, I'm surely buying a full bottle. They're hoping that the brand hears that and gets gets a bottle sent to them. But also, I don't know. I don't show all my bottles. I don't display all my bottles, so you can't see what I've got. Thanks, Alex. See you later. Yeah. So, yeah. Can you? I'm familiar with Francis and Jean-Claude Elena and Bertrand. What are some of the Jan Vasnier's well-known perfumes? Um, how do I keep notes? I have an Excel spreadsheet, so that's what I do. Julien Rasquinet is Matière Parfums. Yeah, I think he's really good too. And you know what? I've said this before. I think some of my favorite stuff that he's composed has actually been for other brands and not so much for his own brand. Like, obviously, I love Absolute pour le Soir, but I mean, that's discontinued now. But Au Noir for Dior. And I like some of the stuff he did, like for Narciso Rodriguez, and I used to love Le Mal as well, Jean Paul Gaultier. Gabriel, no, I have not yet gotten around to sampling Liquid Imaginaire. Hey, Petra. Matt, that doesn't happen very often. What usually does happen is I know that I either like a perfume or I don't like a perfume. Every now and then, every now and then, I come across a perfume that I can't work out. So I know that I like it, but I can't work out what it is I'm smelling and actually articulate what it is I like about it or don't like about it. Um, I haven't read The Ghost Perfumer, but I've read enough about The Ghost Perfumer to pretty much know a lot about the stuff that they've written in there. He definitely knows how to make a a big hit commercial popular perfume. Good night, Z. That's all right, man. I really appreciate the sentiment anyway, Rich. Oh, I didn't know he did. Hang on, who did Plum Japonais Dev? Are we still talking about MF Francis Kirchen or Julian Raskinay? No, not really. I actually really like Santal because it reminds me a bit of Gucci Envy for men. I like the ginger in the opening. Ah, okay, Jan. Yeah, okay, great. Thank you, thank you. I did ask you that. Kyriakos, a favorite floral. It depends what I guess. Like, there's different types of florals. I'll tell you what, the one that I just mentioned, that Casablanca one from St. Clair, that's pretty damn good, and that would be up there with one of my favorite florals. Yeah, look, Matt, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people who are into fragrance go through a phase like that. I'm sure I did as well. I know I did. White florals, well, I guess, like you could include things like orange blossom, tuberose, jasmine. I mean, I love Saracen from Serge Lutin, and that's jasmine, but there's also carnation in it. It's quite spicy and musky. And Rich, have you seen many reviews for the new Roger, like the what's it called, Apex? I have. I actually haven't seen anyone. Oh, like I've avoided seeing any reviews of it or read any reviews of it. Yeah, I would like a bottle of Le Lion. Wish Chanel didn't put their prices up though. Okay. What's the time? Okay. Well, I might be winding this up as well. So thank you for joining us. I'll just see. Bye. What are your favorite Australian perfume stores? I like Libertine Perfumery. It's a big online store. They have like little stalls in department stores. There's another one in Melbourne called Law Perfumery. So they all do online, but I don't think any of them ship internationally. Yes, if you can get it, Osmanthus Noble by Exaltatum. I think they're a UK brand, and I can't get them here. I've sampled it, but that's still my favorite Osmanthus perfume. And might be worth trying Ganymede by Marc Antoine Badois as well. That's got Osmanthus. Well, you will be able to buy stuff from Misko after my trip to Berlin, hopefully not long after it. Pretty soon I'll be doing a little live stream to make some announcements about the Misko parfums. But I can't say too much right now. So you'll know what will be available pretty soon. Yeah, I've got some issues with one of those ones that you've mentioned, Woozy. All right, everybody. It was lovely chatting with you. I don't want to take these streams too long, and given that I didn't have any particular topics to talk about, going over an hour is good going. I'm not going to be there very long. I'm probably only going to be there. Well, I'm going to be there less than 2 weeks. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I will get a chance to meet many people. We'll see. All right. Thank you for joining, everyone. So I will probably in about a week's time, I'll go through everyone that chatted, that left a comment on here. And then I will announce 2 winners, and I'll get you to contact me about which perfumes you would like to have sent to you. All right. Thanks, everybody. See you soon.